Sorry, let me just do the other hand.
You ready? You ready, Jen?
We're ready.
Calvary is my home church. I've been coming here since I was baptized, and it was also my mom's home church. I used to come to Grace Place on Thursday nights and met many people in my small group for the first time. I remember growing up and being in elementary school where Jen's mom, Alexa, was our small group leader and would bring us coloring pages with glitter pens. I continued growing up and joined Wednesday Night Live for middle school and high school students. It was around this time that I noticed a change in myself. I had started 6th grade and had stopped talking to some people who had bullied me in elementary school. As I am looking back now, all of the people who are in my life right now are people that God introduced me to back in 6th grade. Instead of making that realization years ago, I involved myself in relationships that were for me and not for God. During this time, specifically in 8th grade, I was making the transition back from being in isolation and functioning as a human being and forming in-person connections away from a computer. Again, I had to find new friends and learn to make connections with people. My depression got worse during this time. I had began doing not smart things, not talking to anyone about what was going on, and being in relationships with people who did not have my best interests and peer pressured me into things I should not have done. During this year, I was getting in a lot of trouble at home as well. My mom found out about the stupid things I was doing and grounded me. I continued to make bad decisions throughout the school year and was facing the consequences. The only place where I felt truly myself was when I was at a church. A friend who used to come to this church invited me to teach preschool kids on Sunday mornings with her. Not wanting to give up sleeping in, I reluctantly said yes. But when I showed up on Sundays, I fell in love with those kids. They were full of life and did or said whatever the first thing that came to their mind. They showed me that I can cry about something and then I can put it behind me and forget about it and go do something else. So that's what I did. I cried a lot about what was happening in 8th grade and then dropped almost everyone who was not showing me who God truly was. During the 2022 summer, many of us 8th graders from church went to Milwaukee, Wisconsin for a mission trip. This trip opened my eyes as to who God is to me, and I learned that He had been with me the entire time in 8th grade through my hardships. On this trip, God showed me that He cared for me and that there were so many people around me who cared about me. The Lord showed me that I was letting my worries and anxieties pull me down and that I should have given them to Him. One of the activities that we did on the mission trip was writing things down on a slip of paper and then nailing it to the cross. I spent the entire chunk of time writing things down and had to get a second piece of paper for all of the things that I wanted to hand over to God. When I stood up to nail my papers, I was the last person to stand up and to walk over to the cross. I can remember a staff there named Eric who walked with me to hand my worries and struggles over to God. During the entire mission trip, I noticed God in places He had always been but never seen before. I saw Him in the sunsets, in the group discussions, and Greg, our leader. Also, I saw it in myself. The way I treated the work, when I was treating people with kindness, when my friends taught me not to judge but to acknowledge the way people live. Since that mission trip, my eyes have been opened up to where I see God every day in my life. I'm continuing to learn what it means to be a Christian and how I can live as closely to Jesus as possible. A way that I have started including Him into my daily routine is waking up to prayer. I talk to Jesus in the morning about what I'm going to do that day, what I'm worried about, and what I'm excited about. Doing this has made an incredible impact on how my day goes and how I think about things. Thank you to everyone in this room. You have shown me God and helped me strengthen my relationship with Him.